away with me. Come and fly 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 away with me. Don't you be afraid, everything will change. You and I, jumping off the edge. They say dreamers never die. So come and fly, come and fly, come and fly away with me. We're rising, we're falling, we're making through. We're climbing, we're soaring, 1,000 views. We're rising, we're falling, we're making through. We're climbing, we're soaring, 1,000 Somewhere by the emerald sea, where the moon and water meet. Somewhere close to harmony, when the world is sound asleep. Something's gonna bring the change, journeys we are meant to take. Something at the edge of space, calling us to fly away. Don't you be afraid, everything will change. You and I, jumping off the edge. They say dreamers never die. So come and fly, come and fly, come and fly away with me. We're rising, we're falling, we're making through. We're climbing, we're soaring, 1,000 views. We're rising, we're falling, we're making through. We're climbing, we're soaring, 1,000 views. Come and fly away, come and fly away, come and fly away with me. Come and fly away, come and fly away, come and fly away with me. Something's gonna bring the change, journeys we are meant to take. Something at the edge of space, calling us to fly away.
Ladies and gentlemen, yes, it is time for the Age of Empires 2 HD Edition Titans League tournament, and we are at the second quarter finals of this awesome event. Today we will see who will prevail. Will it be Henturio? Will it be Laseraptor? Will it be B-Swift? Or will it be Defade? Ooh, it's so exciting. And what's also exciting is the abrupt cuts in the music. Let's go! There we have it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I am so excited to announce that we will be at the right bracket quarterfinals. Today we will find out who will be in that top 4 of the tournament. We started out with 24 players, 24 participants willing to engage in glorious battle to find out who is better at clicking units and building buildings and farming and killing deer, or not killing deer in particular for some players. But, well, in the end, to get that epic prize money and honor, of course. Money is fine, but the honor is where we all do it for, I guess. And who will be in that semi-finals? Because the semi-finals, of course, will be a best of 3. And that will be starting this Tuesday. This Tuesday will be the first semi-finals. That will be Flojo versus Igionic. That should be a very exciting watch. But yet again, I'm getting ahead of myself, because we should very quickly start with that very first game. That will be Henturio versus Laseraptor. So, let us waste not more time. And let's go to the very first game of today. That will be Henturio versus Laseraptor. I don't know if you heard that, but yes, indeed, I clicked the load button and the game loaded up very fast. Yes, it did. I am looking at the game screen, and very soon you will too. I see 2 players, 2 civilizations, an Arabian map, all seems in order. I hear a housing sound, nothing on the hand, as we say in the Netherlands. On the right side, in blue, it is Henturio, playing as the Byzantines. Yes, indeed he did. On the left side, in red, it is Laseraptor, playing as the Huns. We can't see the game yet. Oh no, I pressed the hotkey. But didn't it switch up my... No, my keyboard wasn't on the wrong settings. We're on the wrong settings, so it seems. I'm looking at the stream. I think that it did switch over now. And if it did... Yes, it did switch over. Oh no. Sometimes my keyboard macro settings reset when I turn off my computer. It's very annoying, but that's life. Let's do this one again, boys. On the right side, in blue, it is Henturio playing as the Byzantines. On the left side, in red, it is Laseraptor playing as the Huns. The Huns versus the Byzantines. If I am not mistaken, the Byzantines is the very first civilization that Henturio picked in this tournament. The very first game he played versus Crazy Old Wizard. We all know it well. It was a wake-up call game for Henturio. He got pretty much stomped and he was like, wait a minute, I have to actually do stuff to win this tournament. And yes, here we are. He is now at the quarterfinals. So that wake-up call was the thing that did it for him. But was it enough? And it seems that the Byzantines is kind of his go-to civ, his safe pick, his pocket pick, if you will. Because the civilization that is the Byzantines is not necessarily the best PvP civilization out there. It's not weak, but it's also not the best. Now, on the other hand, we do have Laseraptor picking the Huns, and of course, as we all know, the Huns are pretty well known for being a strong Arabian 1v1 civilization. So, will Henturio overcome the fact that he has... Well, it's arguable, of course. A lot is arguable in this game. But that he has somewhat of a weaker civilization. We will have to wait and see. it's been a long run, and since the Arabian maps we did see a lot of aggressive play. Now it is of course very normal on a map like Arabia that's so open and it's so much opportunity for actual aggression to play aggressively, so no surprises there, but the execution is always of course a point that's very important. And will we see a Drush? That's actually the question that I'm trying to ask here. Will we see a Drush? Both players have opportunities, I would say, to do so. As I've talked about again and again, is that the Hans, you need to... What's Laser Raptor doing? Did he forget that the sheep is over there? Oh no. There's food rotting away there. You might want to... might want to get that food, boy. But the problem with the Hans is that you have to actually be aggressive all the time, because you don't really have any economic advantage. So once you get behind, it's really hard to macro yourself out of that situation. And for that reason, it can be interesting to do a Dark Rush. Well, it's also of course very risky, because if it completely fails, you're super behind. On the other hand, as I've said, we have the Byzantines. They do have some economic traits. They have very potent late game bonuses, but I think it's very well worth the time and resources to actually go for a Drush in this situation. But we will have to wait and see, as I said before. Nothing really surprising going on as of yet. A second lumber camp here, going for maximum efficiency. Only 3 lumberjacks here for Laser Raptor. He of course doesn't need to build houses, so that's probably the reason why. But that's also telling us that he is doing something that's probably lighter on the lumberjacks. Or he forgot, because he's now sending a lot more. So that could be a very specific build order there, or some issues, but we don't see any buildings or signs that he is planning on doing something. So really hard to detect right now. The other side, we have Henturio with a very odd barracks placement, if I may say so. Henturio also on 3 lumberjacks. That's very strange. Both players going for a lighter version of that wood economy. But the strange thing is this barracks placement. I do not understand why. He must know. Maybe he doesn't know where Laser Raptor is. No, he does not. But he must certainly understand that Laser Raptor is not over here. I do not understand the point of this. Look at the micro here. Laser Raptor trying to get the uphill battle, the uphill advantage there, trying to damage the scout. And there are 2 villagers following, actually. So, is he really committing to killing that scout, or are these villagers going somewhere? Well, it's not really to Henturio's advantage when it comes to surprises. Oh, it's actually a mill, so he's going to very greedily take that deer, and we have a barracks in that feudal age timing. So there will be some kind of feudal push. That is a 9-minute click up from Laser Raptor. So that's looking very aggressive right there. It's the Hans, so it's screaming Scout Rush, if you ask me. But we'll have to see, because again, Henturio built this barracks, this back barracks, and I'm trying to figure out why he placed it over there. I mean, he really had to go out of his way and build it over there. So what's the reason for that? If you want to do nothing with it, you can still go with it at the front, because the units that you will encounter will be here first 90% of the time. So that's something that you really want to take into account. And there we see the instant stable from Laser Raptor, so that was a very, I want to compliment myself, so it was a very good read. It was a very obvious read, let's be honest here. And does Henturio understand this? Is it so obvious for Henturio? If you see a Hun click up this fast, you can very safely say that's a scout rush. Now you should probably scout that, and he didn't do any efforts to actually scout that. Now he did lose his scout. That's a little bit unfortunate, because he knows nothing now. That means that you have to prepare yourself blindly. And Okay, well, we're just gonna ignore that. I do not appreciate that too much, but that's what it is, I guess. Anturio is already doubling out. Well, Laser Raptor's doubling out. I'm a little bit flabbergasted by what Anturio's trying to pull off here. He's trying to compromise the stream here. That's not nice. That's not the Christmas spirit. We've just had Christmas. Be nice to me, please. I'm going to try and avoid that side of the screen, and I hope you guys don't get offended by that. But Anturio is in a little bit of trouble because his building placement is a bit awkward, and there are scouts in his life, and he doesn't really have any answers as of now. The scouts are very early, minute 13, and Anturio has a very late feudal age, and as I said before, the first game he played seemed to be kind of a wake-up call for Anturio, and it only got better from there. But this game is in a lot of ways a real slip-up from that moment, actually. The 13-minute Dark Age, that's rough. That's not the way you want to end this tournament, because I'm already talking in these terms, because he is super behind, and it's the Huns. If they get ahead, they won't stop attacking, and it's very hard to get back from that. Does Anturio have the know-how what to do there? He has a barracks. He's making the spearmen now, but yeah, is it in time? I'm not sure if it is. He is not really reacting in any sort of way, not walling off his lumberjacks. He's not making any kind of reaction unit. Yes, the spearmen are now coming out, but he's trying to 1v3 the scouts, a situation you definitely want to avoid. And yeah, well, this is looking very ugly right off the bat. I do not fully remember what he started with in the last game, and my job here is done. Was your job really to end the tournament like this and compromise my stream? Why? What did I do? Well, it seemed like Anturio suicides in this quarterfinal, which is a little bit disappointing. Well, very disappointing. Let's be honest. This is not the way we want to go to that conclusion of the tournament. But it's, I guess, the way it goes. It seems like he mentally already gave up. There are some moonwalking scouts over there, and as I said, well, he can definitely hold this. And if he'd walled it off, it was easily defendable. But it seems like Anturio didn't feel like it. There are a lot of questions. There are a lot of questions in our lives right now. Yeah, this is a little bit of a slip up from Laser Raptor. These are the things that Anturio could have really used. He's 10 population behinds, but all is not said and done, if you ask me. Laser Raptor is going full production. Not probably planning on going Castle Age anytime soon, but just keeping his opponent low. Oh, and it's working. Despite the fact that he said that his job here is done, he's still playing. So there's seemingly still some hope in his heart for winning this game. Yeah, it's peculiar. It's peculiar. It's not the way I thought this stream would start, but it's life sometimes. I think Laser Raptor is very happy with this outcome, and it kind of means that he has a pretty free way to the semifinals. Now, that doesn't really necessarily mean to be any good, because we have seen someone getting a free pass to the next phase, namely Koekebakker. And Koekebakker got slaughtered by the underdog there, if I may say so. And well, that may have been because Kookaburra turned a little bit lazy. Now maybe that is the case for Laser Raptor too, when he has to face his opponent in that semifinals, either Be Swift or The Fate. We will find out in a very short while. Now it's becoming very hard for Manchuria to do something against this, because he is very behind economy-wise, and his opponent sporting scouts and archers. Now you need very different units for both types of units to deal with this. So you're putting yourself behind in any form, whatever you do. So that's a very big problem. And it doesn't really seem like Henturio is reacting to this in any way. He is moving away with his spearman, and I'm curious to see what he's actually going to do here, what he's going to try to do, because there's not really much he can do. Now he doesn't even know where Laser Raptor is actually. He never scouted him, so he's just now literally just walking in the dark, trying to find him. This looked like some sort of tower rush strategy, but without the base really, because well, he's pretty much dead. Yeah, he's pretty much dead. He's still on 23 population. Laser Raptor is on 56 and is going Castle Age. So that's a very sad way to go, I would say, for a player that has shown a lot of potential, has been in some very close games, show that micro is something that he does master enough for the level of this tournament at least. But he kind of just gave up for no reason, just from the get-go, it would seem. Yeah, villagers just scattered around. And now archers, 2 archers here doing the job, because well, these spearmen all die from 2 archers with +1. There's no chance. And it's looking like Henturio is trying to find an inn in the base of... oh, but the villager died. There were actually 3 wolves here. That's a little bit unfortunate. So there is actually an inn. There is a way into the base of Laser Raptor. But will it matter? Will it matter? That's the question. We see a town center there from Henturio. So Henturio is trying to hide. That's the strategy he's going for here. Hide and just very much hope that his opponent won't realize that once all the buildings are gone, that he's still alive. And still Henturio is trying to compromise the stream by placing multiple forbidden symbols in there. That's a little bit unfortunate, but that's the way it goes. Sometimes people turn on you. I'm hoping that I won't be in trouble for this. With the amount of viewers I have, I don't think I am, but we will have to see. The amount of units is building up, and these are Castle Age units, and yeah, still, Henturio isn't doing anything really. Cancelled his second town center, is now building a third town center, and this is a very common strategy used in Age of Empires called wasting everyone's time. Now, is it an effective strategy? Not at all. I've never seen someone win with this, actually. But it is a strategy sometimes used by people just to be very spiteful. He says these are Beyblades. I have seen that series, and I think I've got a Beyblade once when I was little, and I can confirm that they didn't look anything like that. The Beyblades are not really popular anymore, and that's not because of this reason, but they would be if that was the reason. And Laser Raptor is probably just happy and knows that this is over, that he is the first to enter the semi-final bracket for the right side of the tournament. Yeah, this is just a question of when will this game end? When will Henturio decide that we are done here? Still the wolves. Are these this? No. There are a lot of wolves in Laseraptor's life. Henturio only has 4 population left. There are 4 villagers left on the map. 2 are just farming here. There was 1 over there, yes, and there was 1 over there. So it's just now a game of hide and seek. And can Laseraptor find him in time? Now, it is probably in Laseraptor's best interest, because I've been in these games and I know Laseraptor has been in these kinds of games too. This is not the most entertaining thing to play, and the thing to do now is probably just go Imperial Age as fast as you can and just get the spy upgrade so you can look at where your opponent is hiding and then just kill him off. That's mostly the best thing to do here, and to end this as quickly as possible. Now the 3rd town center, but still the only town center for Henturio, has been built. And now he has 6 population. Oh my, look at that. We have some growth in the camp of Henturio. But now Laseraptor, because he has a lot of presence on the map, obviously. I mean, he has had map control from minute 9, so to speak. So he does know where he is and where he cannot be. He's probably spreading his units here, trying to find him. Does not know that the town center is over there. Just going to look around. Is he going to find these 2 villagers? No, he's actually not going to. He's just going to try and destroy everything. Yeah, this is super boring. Yeah. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not sure what to say. I guess it's interesting to take a look at what Laseraptor will probably face the next round. It will either be Swift or the Fate, of course. And well, I think the next matchup will be very interesting. B-Swift is a player that he met before, of course. B-Swift ended 3rd. And we've seen B-Swift improving too, of course. Everyone's improving. That's one of the beauties of this tournament. And I would like to see that rematch semi-final, so to speak, because we can then truly see if B-Swift improved enough. Because these kind of games for Laseraptor, it can be deceiving just for Kookaburra. It can look like, not that you're better, because Laseraptor very well understands that Henturio basically just committed suicide this game, but it can make you a little bit lazy, a little bit aloof about the level of the tournament. But it's still just Henturio hiding here. Well, it really feels like a round 1 game of the tournament again. We've had some very steady growth in the interestingness of the game, but this is a very huge drop from that interestingness, I guess. And Henturio is just making sure that we are sitting here and waiting for the actual game to begin for as long as possible. And yeah, that's all there is to it. And Laseraptor is just trying to find where he is. Still didn't find, for some reason, still didn't look here. He's everywhere but here. It's like he's trying to avoid that spot. And I am seriously considering quitting the game. For the first time in the tournament, but I think there are too many things, too many reasons to actually deny my own policy. I'm considering this. What do you guys think? Should I quit? Should I quit casting this game? Shall I go to the actual game? Or should I I mean, yeah, wait for what? I mean, yeah, these kind of things, yeah, I'm going to speed this up. For the first time, I'm going to actually speed it up because this has gone too far. I truly do this with pain in my heart because I wanted to not do this. I wanted to not devalue any players, but well, this is devaluing the game in my opinion. And, I guess I can let that go. Wow. So I'm not sure what's happening. I guess Laseraptor's also like memeing it up here, trying to get the Christianity back into the into whatever this was in history. Yeah, this is the actual. This is what I meant with actual game. Is we have of course the other quarterfinals after this one, and I'm very much hoping that that game is serious. Because this is a little bit this is very disappointing. Let's be honest. This is what no one was waiting for all these weeks. Well, I guess the last hideout of Venturio will be found. If you're not counting this one. And my God, am I happy we're speeding this one up because this is yeah, this is a little bit sad. There will be the death of hideout number 3. And there goes the town center now. Let's watch together and see Henturio die, because I think that he has demonized himself enough to deserve that. He has 2 population. Are there 2 villagers in there? I see one over there, and he says I'm a vegan now. Yeah, I guess. Well, but Blueprint, you're nowhere near. If you're trying to match yourself to Blueprints, you're making a big mistake. This is not Blueprints whatsoever. Blueprints knew the boundaries of his own. Blueprints knew the boundaries of wasting people's time and hilarity, and this is not that. I can assure you that. But here's the epic siege. Oh, thank God he killed that one. So this is the last villager. He actually says GG. I wouldn't really call this a GG, but it was a game, and the last villager will die by being converted. Well, I guess congratulations, Laseraptor, for continuing on and going to that semifinals, and Henturio, just why? That's all I have to say about that. Let's very quickly leave this game and let's forget about this monstrosity. And yeah, that's how life goes sometimes. You hype it up to epic degrees, you think that is the best thing ever. And then that happens. Yeah, that's life. Well, let's just ignore that and let's hope that... oh, that's the wrong screen. I'm completely flabbergasted. Let's hope that Be Swift and the Fate have some more honor in them than that. And let's go to the very next.
준비해.
Did I just mute myself? Oops. I'm not sure. How long have I been muted? Oh boy. Okay, I don't know. I do not know how long. Oh no, some more trash talk. Why are all the players turning against me? What's this? Let's get Max banned from Twitch. Is this some is this some thing? What did I do? What? I actually can't believe this is happening. I'm concentrating. Thank you, DeFate. Thank you. Wow. I'm not sure. I'm a little bit shocked. I'm not gonna lie. I do not know why all this toxicity is here. Be swift. Why, man? Oh no. Is this something? Do they have a separate chat? Well, I'm not sure where I muted myself, but what I was just saying is that I wanted to leave that game very fast, and I just wanted to go to an actual game of Age of Empires. So let me just start how I'm always starting. On the right side, in blue, it is the Fate, playing as the Koreans. The Koreans, yes indeed. I know what that's going to mean. On the left side, in red, it is Be Swift playing as the Celts or the Celts. You choose what you want. It's all fine. There are people that are very furious when you pronounce something not the way they are used to. And that's okay if you get irritated by that. But Celts and Celts are both fine, and I'm very sorry if that's a problem to you. Now,
준비해.
it's pretty common to know for people that play Age of Empires online that the Koreans kind of suck. And the Fate says this can be lit. Now I think all the things are in place to draw the correct conclusion, and that is Tower Rush. I am very, very, very surprised if the Fate is not going to Tower Rush. The Koreans are on Arabia by far one of the worst civilizations, because they have they have two true strengths. One being the Onager having extra range, which is very hard to utilize on an open map like Arabia. And the other strength, of course, is towers. Now, the only reason for a sane person that actually wants to win this tournament for picking Koreans in Arabia is tower rushing. Now, the other thing, that's red flag number 1. Red flag number 2, and it's a pretty huge red flag, if I may, is that, well, I don't know about you guys, but I have played strategy games online for more than 10 years now, and if someone is reacting to your questions and to your comments the way the Fate did, that's screaming cheese. People that are cheesing, most of the time they have a lot to do in the early game, because it's important that you execute 2 to 3 things well to actually make it work. Now, Be Swift is on some kind of warpath also to get me banned, just like Henturio. So I guess these two have had some things against me, or wanted just to I don't know what to do, but well, that's what it is. And the reaction from the Fate just screamed, I'm going to tower rush you. While I'm saying this, you may have noticed that the Fate is making a mining camp. Now, that's not a red flag, that's just red. That's just red everywhere. That's just a screaming alarm, a siren if you will, saying I'm going to put like 1,000 towers into your face. Now, Be Swift is a smart guy. I think we have concluded that from a couple of games. And we also know that Be Swift knows a thing or two about Age of Empires. Now, that doesn't speak for him. He probably should build a mining camp over there. But I'm sure that's just a little bit of the anxiety of being in the quarterfinals. But can Be Swift actually add 1 and 1 together? That's the question we have to ask ourselves here. Now, it seems the answer is yes. He is at that's the wrong guy. No, it's not the wrong guy. He's at 20 population. That's a little bit unfortunate that he got housed there. But he is making militia. Can be that he is drushing, but drushing can be very effective versus tower rushers, because you can easily fight the, well, let's say 1 to 4 villagers that people might send. It's always somewhere in between these numbers. And it will be very soon that we will see the Fate going feudal age and moving up with his villagers. Will he lose his scout? Oh, that is very nice for Be Swift. Nice scout. Oh, very snarky. Very snarky indeed. So, first, Be Swift wanted to have some nice trolling the caster, but now that that the Fate denied that, he is also into adversarial adversarial typing and with the nice scout there, and he has moved up with his militia. So we will see a Drush, which is very, very nice versus a Tower Rusher. That's very hard to deal with, because he is not mining gold. He's not mining gold whatsoever. Look at the commitment. He is not joking around. I said 1,000, make that 5,000 towers. My Jesus Christ, what is this? Now, the Fade didn't actually find, or Be Swift didn't actually find the Fade yet. That's a little bit unfortunate, because with strategies like these, timing is super important, and every second you may lose here is a second, well, that your opponent is booming or getting his strategy down. The Fade has not... Yes, he did click up. So he is feudal very soon, and he's trying to time it. Oh no, does he have Loom? He does have Loom. Okay, smart guy, not cutting any corners there. Very wise. And we will see him aligning the villager movement with the feudal age timing. It's very common, of course. And where will the Fade decide to actually put his towers? He did not scout him enough to actually correctly place a tower, I think. And he will be dressed very soon. And look at the timing of when he finds the Fade. That's very interesting. So what's the Fade going to do? Is he going to continue and continue to tower rush, or is he going to commit the resources to a defense? Because the Fade doesn't have any production buildings. He doesn't have anything to react with. Well, there is a tower over there, and Be Swift should know that this is happening. I mean, it's the Koreans. This is literally the only thing they do. Be Swift is making sure that this will work by walling this side off. Of course, we do have the barracks there, so that's a little bit awkward, I would say. It's a little bit awkward of a tower positioning. But again, the Fade didn't get the chance to actually correctly scout his opponent, so he just has to go off of a limb here and just build it as fast as possible. I think that's the priority. But unlike the last game, which was a dark, is that an actual saying in English? A dark page in the history of this tournament. It was a little bit scarring for everyone involved. This game actually seems to be interesting, and it's really important for Be Swift to actually move with these units, because the one weakness that the Fade has now is that he has nothing in his base. That's the point of a full and all-in tower rush. It's by no means incorrect, but you should really do something about it. And you should really use... Oh, that's a lot of villagers. He should micro this well. And he's also trying to wall. I'm very sure that this game is already on 1000% APM for Be Swift. He has to micro these militia, has to make this rush work to actually do some damage back, but also has to wall off very quickly. He should also wall off here, because he should know that the Fade's going to look for another into his base. Now look at this. Is he going to see these militia being pulled into... Oh no, he cannot lose these militia. He's noticing right now. He should dodge. He should sidestep the arrows. Okay, he's out of range, so he can now single out the villagers. And look at the Fade. There are so many places where he can just get killed. So he has very, very narrow options to actually deal with this. And he does not have the resources to continue on with his tower rush and to defend his base. But no, Be Swift, you really have to keep paying attention. You can't lose HP on these militia. You have the numbers advantage here, but you cannot stop doing that. Okay, get on the hill. The micro is correct. Single out a villager. Very good execution from Be Swift there. But he has not walled off this side. So the tower push will happen. Oh god. Who will get the most damage in? Who will be the most successful in the early aggression? It's Drush versus Tower Rush. Very intense, very APM intensive matchup right here. And Be Swift should probably start building towers for himself anytime soon. And that tower won't get finished, I'm pretty soon. And he will also lose villagers if he continues on doing that. But he should probably build a tower over here. Yes, I'm a fucking psychic. Yes, he should make towers over here and stop the push from happening. He should stop the Fade from actually getting control over his own base. And he should really start microing again with these militia. This is his one thing. And there are a lot of villagers over here doing nothing. Yes, he's still mining stone. Yes, the economy of the Fate is everything but perfect right now. But he needs to do the damage back. Because right now, it's looking very good for Beeswift. Look at that. He is 100 points ahead. He is the damage that the towers have done as of now is minimal. Because the Fate didn't really find a very good spot to actually place the towers. It's very crucial to know where the pain points of your enemy are and exactly build the towers at that spot. Now Beeswift is making sure that there cannot be any towers in this place. So he has kind of secured this spot. Now he should probably build a wall over here and make sure that this side of the map is completely his, so that he don't have to worry with anything else anymore. Now somehow there are archers getting through, and they are getting killed. Oh, this is so unfortunate. Luckily for him, he still has the militia. He's trying to save his militia from getting very nice macro, de-aggroing the villagers there and saving his own militia. Now it needs a lot of micro to actually keep that militia alive, but again, it's so crucial for Beeswift to keep the micro going, because the units are all he has. He has so much, he has so many advantages with these units actually being, well, movable. That's the big point of towers. They are very expensive and you cannot move them. That's why they are so useless if you don't build them correctly or don't use them correctly. And Beeswift seems a little bit hopeless now, just whacking on a house. 2 low villagers, and these villagers will very easily deal with the militia. I must say I am from now on a little bit biased towards the Fate, because also Beeswift apparently wants to get to trash talk and to compromise me. So I cannot. I mean, I can lie and say I am now for everyone, but if players are turning against me, what can I really do? Am I wrong? Am I crazy now? So there the market goes for the Fate. The Fate still doesn't have any production buildings. Look how hilarious that is. It's 20 minutes, and it's very rare that you will see a full-on tower rush. Mostly you will see towers with scouts or archers or anything else to complement it with. But a full-on tower rush, that's very rare. Well, the Koreans are one of the civilizations that really do this well, I suppose. But it just seems like the Fate is looking for a castle age. What's the Fate going to do? Is he just going to build a tower over here, denying his enemy that stone over there? But again, the damage that the Fate has done with this is very minimal. Now he is somehow ahead in points. It is of course true that the Beeswift made units, but he really didn't find the openings, or didn't really have the I don't know what it was, but it was a little bit awkward at times with the execution of the Drush and the Archer, that he just let the Archer die there. So both players are trying to fight each other. It's the boxing match where both players are kind of hitting each other, but not really. That's how I would surmise this game right now. But it is very close. It is very close. There's only a 5-point difference. Blacksmith market for Beeswift. Again, not necessary. He also already has the archer range. Only needed one of these buildings, but maybe he needs one of these for the upgrades or the exchange. You don't know. And it does seem like the Fate wants to take control of this corner of the map. Now, he probably won't succeed. Yeah, these archers should be able to kill the villagers in time. Is shooting. Beeswift did not make the fletching, did not research the fletching upgrade, so no +1 on these archers. But now the Fate has its first production building up. Made the blacksmith in Beeswift's base. And yes, so Beeswift did realize that these villagers really needed to die in order to prevent disaster. because this is enough. These are enough buildings in your base. And what is the Fate's follow-up plan? He is making stables. He's going Castle Age, so it's looking like knights. Does Be Swift know this? Because he's kind of locked in his base. Ever since he lost his units, he hasn't really had the chance of retaliating, and that's very, very problematic. We have seen this in the last, not last game, but Tuesday. In Wappersnor versus Ickonic, the quarterfinals, the epic game. By far still the best game of the tournament, if you ask me. But we saw that Wappersnor was not trying to win, but trying to not lose. That was happening, and that was what killed him eventually. And is that going to be the case for Be Swift? Because he is fast. He is more and more going into that direction of not losing. Now Be Swift will actually be Castle Age before the Fate. Only seconds though, so it's very close in terms of tempo. And again, that's not a surprise because both players didn't really do anything to each other, to the other player. It's it's a very interesting game indeed. Both players tried to do something but couldn't really find an opening. The tower rush couldn't really pop off because the Fate didn't have the information necessary. And Be Swift had the units but didn't really execute the aggression well, and thus just losing his units for nothing. But it does seem like the Fate or Be Swift is not going to make the same mistake as Wappersnor did, and he is going to try to do something against his opponent. Now, coming to think of it, last game Be Swift had the chance to build a base, to go Imperial Age, and never see an enemy unit before he had like 4 town centers and a maxed out civilization. Not this time around. Action from the very first minute. But again, if you see your opponent choosing Koreans in a Arabian map, you very well know that it's a tower rush. There's actually nothing else they should do. And there is actually a monastery over here that's very conveniently built next to that relic. So is it only for the relic, or is this some sort of knight monk strategy that I do not know of? Now the knights for Be Swift that were predicted are coming in and are killing the stone miners for Be Swift, and that's seeming to be very successful. And this is where it gets really problematic for Be Swift, because he really needs an answer against this. He was ahead for the majority of this game, but is slowly losing that point lead. And is trying to get into the base of the Fate. Fate is just walling it off with buildings, trying to keep himself safe over there, and succeeding. But the knights, they are a problem, because the knights of the Fate are already in his base, and it doesn't really seem like Be Swift is reacting to it. Oh, he's upgrading pikemen. Okay, so he was trying to get the right technology before reacting. Is now getting it, and is going to build pikemen out of 1 town center. Yes, crying emojis in the chat. It's not looking good for Be Swift, guys. It's not looking good for Be Swift. Which means if the Fate's winning this, if I'm not mistaken, that means that both semifinals are the first place from the the Imperial Age versus the Dark Age. Both games, yes. Flojo versus Ickonic. Flojo, second place Imperial. Ickonic, first place Dark Age. Versus first place Imperial Age versus second place Dark Age. So a kind of a mirror matchup over there. But we're not there yet. We're not there yet. Be Swift is still hanging in, is still hanging on strong, trying to get that castle finish, and Be Swift is doing everything he has to stop that castle from happening. And it's looking like he will succeed. Look at all the villagers. You see Be Swift clicking back to the castle. Look at all the villagers he's committing to this castle. He really wants to get that castle done. He really wants this zone of control over here. Is that villager going to do the trick? Oh no. 98% no, that villager's also going to die. Is that villager the one? The villager micro from Be Swift? Yes. No. No, finish the castle. Oh no, how many villagers does he have left? There's one villager in the castle. He's going to pop it off there. Yes, he is. Yes, build villager. Yes, the castle is done. He did do it. He did do it. Now a monk for the fate, so he's also going to just get some villagers to build another tower, I suspect. And the Rams are coming in for the fate. And Be Swift doesn't really have any units. The point difference is now at 500. And this is that point in the game where you see that one player is slowly losing control, losing grip of his options. He did build another town center over here, so Be Swift is a double town center. So is the fate. So in economic wise, it's kind of even. But tempo wise, this game is 100,000% in favor of the fate. Be Swift is in a lot of trouble, and look at that. He built the monastery next to the relic, but he just didn't have the time. He's so distracted by everything that's going on. Now he did make some pikemen, so he is very well equipped to deal with the things that the fate is currently having. I'm sorry. But is it enough? Again, the tempo is just not in Be Swift's favor at all. The knights are coming in, but he should probably not commit to a fight with these knights. The entire army of the fate is existing out of the single unit that counters you, so probably should keep that knights and try to do some damage elsewhere. But the fate just probably wanting to keep the pressure going. Fate just going to run over here. Does he know what's over there? No, he does not know this. So that's very good for Be Swift. That's in his favor. Very much in his favor. Now look at the fate. There are some cracks in the fate's execution. There are some problems in the fate's execution. But what a game, guys. We have had action for 25 minutes now. And I'm not sure this is stopping anytime soon. Because Be Swift is not looking great, but he's definitely not dead. Now, please Be Swift. The names are too similar to pronounce. Please Be Swift. Notice me, senpai. Notice the castle. Oh no, please don't let the castle finish for free. Now, it's so chaotic that you really have to... This is probably what Be Swift is doing. He's trying to find a way to distract the fate enough and get it into his base. Pretty sure that's what he's trying to do. I mean, he must know that the entire base is walled off. He's so set on killing that tower that he is not realizing that there is a castle over there and more villagers are added. Oh no, the castle's going to be finished for free. Oh no, that's so painful. Also, there is not only the tempo in terms of map positioning is there for the fate, but in terms of technology, look at what Be Swift has. He's still just banking on one barracks and one castle after 37 minutes. Yes, he's had a archery range, but this one has been converted. This was once Be Swift's archery range, I think. I think the monks still installed it. Just now is he making extra production buildings, which he definitely should. Oh my, guys! What a quarterfinals! Who is going to face Laseraptor in that semi-finals? For the new viewers, welcome to the Titans League tournament, the casual Age of Empires tournament. This is the first one, but I will assure you more will follow. If you haven't done so already, please follow the stream, because as I said, there will be a lot more tournaments to come. And if you want to participate, you have to follow the stream and to keep up. And we are so close to that finals. We do not know who is participating in it, but everything's telling me that the finals will be truly epic. And probably the semi-finals too. Of course, this Tuesday will be the semi-finals. That is Flojo versus Ikyonic, two very skilled players. And I am expecting that best of 3 to be very exciting. But we still have this game on our hands, and just the Fate building castles, and B-Swift really struggling with finding an answer for it. He's just too distracted with other things. And again, he's trying to bring down these walls, but he just can't. He just can't. The Fate is too on top of that. He's just building houses behind the wall, so there's really no chance of actually getting through that. We should probably add siege equipment into that mix and force the Fate for actually sending units. He's actually sending units right now, and he can, because the entire map is actually is his, except for this little spot. Now the Korean war wagons are coming out. Okay-ish units, of course, and especially when your opponent is only attacking into infantry. That's a very nice unit to make. Now the castles over here do prevent B-Swift from getting anywhere, actually. And it's really important for him to find an answer. He really needs an answer. And he's really struggling to get that answer. What can he do? It's 69 population versus 84. And I do think that the Fate's still on 2 town centers. Yes, he is. He's still on 2 town centers. And look at the production armada over here from the Fate. 1400 points difference. 13 to 1400 point difference. Slowly but steadily, it's looking like the Fate is a little bit too much. And the tower rush has just evolved into a castle rush of sorts. He's just making bigger towers now. And the knights are coming in for the Fate, and it's very slowly looking like this is just something that the Fate really cannot deal with anymore. He needs Imperial Age. He needs Imperial Age to actually have a chance. Oh, he is. He actually clicked up. So again, I'm understanding this guy like no one else. He needs Imperial Age, which is kind of logical, I guess. And I'm guessing he's going to make petards. Okay, well, could be. You need like, I think you need 12 petards without any upgrades to kill a castle. I think it's 12 or 14, one of these 2 numbers. But that's probably not cost efficient. Petards are not. You don't see petards very often. You don't see them very often. But I really wouldn't say they're bad. I really wouldn't say they're bad, but they're very niche. They're very niche. If you have very strong map control, you can. The trebuchets are always better and more cost efficient. But if you really want a tempo swing, and you want that element of surprise, petards can be really effective. You can really catch your enemy off guard, because the places where castles are built, these are often considered like the control point that you will have for a while. You will see the push coming, but petards can go over very quickly. So is that maybe B-Swift's plan, or was it just a misclick? It did seem like a misclick, because he now switched to the trebuchet. And well, the trebuchet is nice and all, but the problem is that he has nothing to actually protect it with. And he doesn't really have the resources for it too. Look how low he is on resources. Both players are really using all the resources that they have to do something against this. And, well, the Fate has all the resources in the world to actually just build this castle back up. It's It's not looking good, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. The Knights will just go in, will kill the Trebuchet. There's absolutely nothing that Biswift can do about that. He did have some pikemen, and he should really send it with the Trebuchet, because this was a very logical turn of events. And the long, safe sanctuary of Biswift is now being raided by the Fate, and that economic swing is probably the last nail in the coffin. It started with a true stalemate on the map, but the Fate just executed this way better, and Biswift tried to do something. He tried to retaliate, but he just couldn't do it. He just couldn't do it. But he's going down with a fight, and that can be appreciated. Let's say that. Now Biswift's very much trying to get these castles down and try to get some control back. I'm not sure what the pikes are doing, but he says that's probably GG. And well, to be honest, he's probably right. He can do something about it, but it's super hard. And he's so behind in so many ways. It's not looking great. And with that, it's probably going to be a GG very soon. And I do agree with Biswift, but I think that he went down with grace. He started off with a little bit of shenaniganry, trying to compromise me, to get some trash talk in. Luckily, the trash talk was not really there, so that's good. But he fought after that. He became a better man. He became a better man, and he showed that he can die with grace. And I think he put up a good fight, but this is probably over. And if you're mentally, oh no, it's the villager suicide. We've seen multiple players do this. I think Whoppersnore did this too. He's a tyrant. He's one of these dictators that orders all the workers and all his inhabitants to just die because they failed him. All the villagers get suicided, and anytime now, Biswift will probably resign this game, and that will mean that yes, indeed, the Fate will be the other finalist. GG, well played from Biswift, and thus ends the adventure for Biswift, and thus end the quarterfinals of the Titans League. And with that, we know that the Fate versus Laserraptor will be the semi-final that we will see next week on Sunday. Congratulations, the Fate. Very well played. I think you were very clearly the better player here. And Biswift, thank you for participating. Thank you for changing your ways through the game. And I'm hoping to see you again. Hoping you had a good time. And as I said, there will be another tournament, a Titans League tournament after this one. And you're very welcome to join that one. Biswift versus the Fate ends with a victory for the Fate and a the Fate as semi-finalist. Now, I think the thing to see here, look at the KD here. That's so telling. That's so telling. It was a slow death, and it got out of hand faster and faster, which is often the case in strategy games. But here, look at this. Biswift actually had that edge. He had all these units. The Fate had nothing. This is his scout. This is his scout. The Fate made the first unit when he was castle age. That's insane. That's actually crazy. On like the 26 to 25 minute mark, he made the first unit. And it's just that Biswift, he couldn't use the resources that he put into the units. He couldn't do anything to his enemy so that the tower rush would stop. He definitely had the upper hand there, but he just couldn't do it. That's so sad. I think there are a lot of learning points for in this game for Biswift. And I'm very excited for the matchup, the Fate versus Laserraptor, that we will see very soon. Now, let me go ahead and actually, can I go? Yes, let me go to this screen, and I will update the brackets when when I'm done streaming, and I will be there in the countdown, in the aftermath of the screen. It will be very quick. So it will be Ickjonic versus Flojo this Tuesday, 7 o'clock. It will not be live, unfortunately. We couldn't align the agendas of the players and the stream, so they will be pre-played, but it will just be the best of 3, and it will be the same excitement. So that's not going away, but it will not be live. And that's probably going to mean that I will be asking the Fade and Laser Raptor to also pre-play it. I will look if it's possible for them to play it live, but we will have to see. But Flojo vs. Ickjonic will be pre-played. It will be on Tuesday, 7 o'clock. And I'm super excited. It will be a best of 3. The first map being Migration, the second map being Oasis, and the third map being Arabia. So first map a little wacky, but a very nice matchup map, if you ask me. A map that's played in the pro scene too, so people can probably look some games up and look what the common strategies are. And then Oasis, very interesting 1v1 map, if you ask me. And if the players can't battle it out on the 2 more uncommon maps, relatively uncommon to the last map, which is Arabia, then we will fight it out on the map that we've seen a lot now in the Octo finals and the quarterfinals. Arabia, the most played, most well-known 1v1 map. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you all for watching today. If you haven't done so already, please follow the stream. I need 50 followers to get affiliate and to get this stream to the next level. And I'm currently at 44 or 46 if I'm not mistaken. So I just need a little bit more. So please, if you haven't done so already, please follow the stream. And we'll see you all on Tuesday, where we will go and see the semi-final, Flojo versus Ickjonic. Super excited for that one. And have a very nice Sunday. And I will see you guys Tuesday. Bye bye.
away.